So what we need to do now is we need to build a landing page, or at least we need to have a placeholder for a landing page to be. And we need this in order to grab the URL so as we can add it to our PR. So go over to the site and set up a landing page. Now you don't have to put anything in there right now, just call it the key phrase that you want to use, and then we'll continue. So the next step is to go grab your page URL. This is the page that we set up just a minute ago, and we need, sorry you can't see this, but I'm just copying the actual full URL. I'll just show you that. Okay, so you can see naturalhealth.fit.co and then how to get rid of a cold sore fast. This is the full page URL. Now, as you can see, it's just a placeholder at the moment, and we're doing this because obviously it takes a little while for the PR to actually get posted and to become live in the search engines. So then what we need to do is we need to cloak this link. Well, we don't have to do that. I mean, it'll just make it tidier. But because you've already got your details in there, then. So the actual reason that we've not built out that page right now is because what we want to do is we want to get our PR posted and published as soon as possible. Now in some cases this can take 2 to 4 days, so we need to get this done as soon as possible. So we've got the link now to the page, the placeholder, and now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the PR. Now, because we're actually working in line with what PR companies want, we need to make our press releases newsworthy. If you've got the template package, then you'll already have something to work from. Anything in blue, I'm actually using one here, anything in blue, then change to fit your own product. But you can see how it's worded and how I've managed to get the keywords in here. Now this is just a generalized one, which is set up for cold sores, but I will need to amend this a little bit just to reflect on the specific key phrase that we're working with, which in this case is how to get rid of a cold sore fast. I think that's it, I'll have to check, but anyway. A PR will consist of, or you'll need to supply the following: a summary. Okay, so you can see that the summary is up here and it just says how to get rid of a cold sore. Well, it will say how to get rid of a cold sore fast. Marks its second anniversary on August 27th, and fit.co publishes a dedicated page and exclusive bonus package to coincide with this occasion. Now what I'm doing here is I'm providing a reason for writing this PR. Okay, so we're stepping back and we're not the company just selling a product. We're just a media organization that are talking about this third-party company publishing a dedicated page relating to this product. Okay, so we've stepped back a few steps. So we're writing from a third person's angle, and this is just making this whole thing newsworthy. Now, one of the most important aspects of your PR working in this respect, or in the LA2 method, is getting your keyword or your key phrase right at the beginning of the heading. So, although this should be, yeah, this is right. How to get rid of a cold sore fast. Okay, this is my key phrase. This is one I want to rank for. So we get that in right there at the beginning. And then to make it newsworthy, we've put review and bonus package launched. And then the date that it's launched. So you see that this makes this newsworthy. And the page that we're going to build for this product to pre-sell is this page here, the review and bonus package launched. And then we've got the date, marks the second anniversary of your key phrase. And your key phrase again is a natural cold sore treatment protocol dedicated to helping sufferers get rid of their cold sores quickly and permanently. So we're also adding in some additional key phrases which will work well in our niche. You don't have to do this, but if you can, then it's certainly worth doing it. Then our company name, in my case is Fit.co, announced today that to coincide with the 2nd anniversary of the product, they have published a user-friendly look at how the product works and why it has become popular in the form of written reviews and customer feedback. Basically, this is just a fancy way of saying there's a review page put up, and that's all we're doing. Okay, a review page with bonus products. Now, right here, I know many of you will be tempted to use text links. If you don't know what a text link is, I'll show you right here. So I'll just copy that a minute. A text link is this. Let's just say that viewed here, if we want to turn this into a link, we would just highlight like so, and then right click, and then where it says hyperlink, I'm doing this in Word by the way, but if you use an open office or anything similar, it's basically the same procedure. So we click there, and then we'd paste in our link and click OK. Now you can see that this is a hyperlink. Anyway, let's get rid of that for a second. Remove link. The reason we're adding raw links is because of, well, based on my experience, your cloak links, text links sometimes can get lost when they're uploaded. Okay, so when the person that you use to distribute your PR uploads them, they may get lost, or alternatively, the PR platform might lose them when they publish it. Okay, so even if everything gets lost here, your raw link is always going to be showing. So even if it isn't hyperlinked when it's uploaded, which isn't the case most of the time, but even if it is, your raw link will still be there. So if somebody was interested in your PR and wanted to come over and have a look at your review site and your bonus package, they could simply copy this like so and then paste it into their address bar. Okay, and then it continues. In a further effort to provide additional value, a spokesman for company name stated that they would also be providing an exclusive bonus package for purchasers of the protocol, details of which can also be found at the website address above. And then to close, we have natural health products have gained in popularity over the last decade, due in part to people's desire to revert back to simple and effective remedies used by our grandparents and those before them. And then your keyword, again, now it's important to get your key phrase in the last sentence as well. Okay, so how to get rid of cold sores, which would be my key phrase in there, is one such product. For more details, and then we have the key phrase again. And interestingly, I mentioned this earlier in one of the videos, because we've named the page there, we've also got the main buying phrase actually in the raw link. So that's another good reason to include your raw link there. Okay, now before we continue, I'll just say that this whole thing will be acceptable with PR sites. In the last version of the Lazy Affiliate, we actually shoehorned in a complete pre-sale. That's just not going to happen anymore, or rarely. You're going to struggle to get those kind of PRs accepted anymore. Really what you need to be doing is complying with what PR platforms want, and that's newsworthy press releases, which is exactly what this is. You can see it's written professionally in a newsworthy style, and this will get accepted. So what you will need to supply, as I mentioned before, is a summary, the content, which is the actual PR, and your contact details. Now, don't worry too much about this. I've put a company name down there. You could put absolutely anything, and as you can see, I've put Iconic is a multimedia internet promotions company specializing in small business branding, profile awareness, and product launch marketing. and the contact details. Now you don't have to use your contact details, and I'd advise you not to. These details I picked up from a website called Fake US Address. Okay, so you can go over there and just generate yourself some address details and use those. Occasionally you'll be asked for email address and telephone number. Now in most cases these don't get used. They don't become public anyway, whereas these details do. But it's wise to set yourself up a domain related email address just in case. Something that you're not going to get bothered with all the time. And as far as telephone numbers go, then what I tend to do is you can actually get a fake telephone number as well. Nobody's ever going to ring you. I've been doing this for years and years, and I'm yet to have a telephone call. And I know that for a fact because in my case what I do is I use a really cheap mobile phone number, or if you're in the US, a cell phone number. Anyway, if you have a spare mobile or cell, then by all means use that phone number or get yourself a fake one. Okay, so I think we've pretty much covered the press release, the style of it. Again, if you have the template pack, then you'll be ready to go. Just change the blue text to meet your own needs. Great, so I've just edited this this little template that I showed you previously, ready to post onto the PR platforms. Now, before I do that, I just want to go over it just once more quickly. You can see that I've changed the phrases that I mentioned before. So it now says how to get rid of a cold sore fast in all of the relevant spaces, apart from that one. But anyway, you can see that it's actually over optimized for that particular keyword, but that's fine because these PR platforms have a great page rank. They're highly considered by Google, so that's not really going to make too much of a difference, and it's not going to affect us anyway because it's a third-party platform. Anyway, we've got the key phrase in there. Now, of course, you'll need to find a way to actually get that in there. This isn't actually the name of the product. It's actually called How to Get Rid of Cold Sores Fast or something like that. But I'm just I've just renamed it this, really. I mean, any way you can get that phrase in there, it's good to go. Nobody's going to question it. So just go ahead and get that key phrase in there as much as possible. Don't overdo it, but you know, like I said, this is probably about 4, 5, 6%, but that's fine. Okay, and you can see I've got the raw links there ready to go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire this over to somebody on Fiverr and get this published. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand over my PR to this provider on Fiverr, and it's just $5. Now, I've used this this particular provider before. I think it's her quite a lot in the past, and the gig was paused for quite a while, but it's just sprung up as a new gig now. If you find that this gig is paused or it's no longer working, instead of just looking for a press release submission in Fiverr, if you put something like PR Buzz or SB Wire or something like that in there, you'll find a lot of the better ones. And you can see this one's rated very high, 4.9 stars out of 5. So I'm just going to order this one now. So this particular provider requires the press release written with title, summary, content, bio about the company, and contact info. So we've covered all that already, and that's all down on the press release. Now, having used this provider before, I know that I need to send this over in Word rather than a PDF. Okay, so different providers will request different formats, but you can always contact them before if you use a different one to this. Okay, so we'll attach the file. Okay, file attached, and we click send. And that's this part of the procedure complete. Okay. Now, in the interest of telling you exactly how it is, I decided to include all of the mistakes as well. One of the biggest mistakes I've made is in this video. When I say mistake, what I'm getting at is I told you to post your PR while you're building your page. Now, I've done this for an awful long time. This always worked out, but this time, sod's law, I did it, and the person who was distributing the PRs did it exceptionally quickly. She stated 4 days. She came back to me in 12 hours and said, none of your PRs are going to be accepted because your page is a dead link, which of course it was. So obviously it might be better to actually do your page first, just in case you get somebody that works really quickly, and in this case in 12 hours, and my page wasn't ready. Okay, so we're going to submit that PR once again. I'm going to use a different distributor this time because obviously I may have annoyed the last one a little bit. Okay, I'll just show you the date, and I'll show you the PR going to be distributed today with a different distributor. Okay, as you can see here from the screen, this is the order that I had to mutually cancel. So you can see it was cancelled, or it went in on, what was that, the 7th? Yeah, so we had to cancel that on the 8th. So I'm gonna post the this exactly the same details, same PR. I'm gonna use somebody else, and I'll show you the date. Today's date is Tuesday, August the 12th. This one here. So I'm going to go over to Fiverr now and post the same details as I previously did, but with another provider. Okay, so this guy here also deserves a mention because this is the one that I'm using this time. This chap here, this provider, offers basically the same gig as the last one. So we get into SB Wire, PR Buzz, and it's also a 4-day turnaround. Okay, so these are the same details that I've added here, and this time, because the page is actually live, it should work. Now, if you're actually a member of any of these PR platforms, any distribution services, or if you're paid up to one of the new distribution software platforms, then by all means use that method. I use Fiverr because, well, it's really cheap. If you use this particular one or several others which are very similar, then you'll get your PR posted to places like PR Buzz, SB Wire, and PR Genie, and numerous others. So for $5, the whole thing's taken out of your hands and done for you. Now, in most cases, simply submitting a good press release, as we've discussed, will be enough to get it onto page 1. And if that's the case, then obviously you're going to get traffic from that PR funneled over to your landing page. But from time to time, you're going to find that your page or your PR doesn't get onto page 1 like you want it to. This can happen for all sorts of reasons. There's often a lot of competition in some of these niches, and so simply submitting your PR is not going to be quite enough. So what I suggest you do is take a look at the PR Boost checklist that I've put in the download area. But what we're basically going to do, and this is also very easy, is we've got a 2-step plan here. So if your PR doesn't turn up in the first 3 pages of Google in the first 3 days, then we're gonna put this plan into action. So rather than me tell you on video, it's easier for me to just show you the checklist. If you go into the download area and download the checklist, just follow that, follow the gigs I recommend, and then it should all work out just fine.